you will ever
Good morning,
hear.
everybody.
Here's why. In the next few days, all Americans will face extremely hard choices. If we've learned anything from China and Italy, it's that quarantines and enforced lockdowns are just a few days away here in the U.S. Listen, while dehydrated food is becoming scarce, you can still get enough open pollinated heirloom seeds to grow a 1-acre crisis garden. The truth is, growing nutrient-dense vegetables in the days ahead may actually be the single most important thing you do. Go to survivalseedbank.com and watch the new video to understand the nature of the threat. This could be life-saving. Lockdowns can last from 6 to 8 weeks. Get free bonus seeds, special quarantine reports too. Go to survivalseedbank.com. That's survivalseedbank.com.
Millions of Americans who don't have a direct deposit system set up with the federal government say they're still waiting for their coronavirus relief checks to arrive in the mail. IRS officials say they have sent out over 88 million of those checks, worth nearly $158 billion. Congress approving them to help keep the economy afloat during the pandemic. Touching your face, we're not supposed to do it, but it turns out people tend to do it 16 times an hour, according to John Clemens.
Touching your face that often can
Red
increase
mic.
the odds of spreading the germs between frequent hand washing. Rick Heller at Welco Incorporated is an infectious disease expert.
Washing your hands is to get the junk off your hands because you're going to touch your face. You're going to wipe your eyes. There are mucous membranes there at your tear duct where you might scratch. And so you might self-inoculate or, self-infect.
USA Radio News.
Now you can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go. And pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
We'll talk about it. I'm not reading anything. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. I don't want to read it. We'll talk about. I'll read it, but I'm not going to read it on the air.
One of the Statler brothers has passed away.
Come on, man. All right, fine. We'll read it. All right. Jeez, it's not on my high list. I don't really want to do it today.
Let's talk about it. They rose to fame in the 60s with the 1965 hit Flowers on the Wall.
Yeah, last segment.
Also sang backup for Johnny Cash. A statement on the group's website.
I already have stuff planned.
But
that's why I don't want to add any more things. I already have stuff planned, It's kind of annoying.
In his hometown in Virginia at the age of 80. A White House advisor claims that President Trump's
I want to talk about that particular thing.
because of
Alright, I'll read all.
White House
But I'm not reading it on the air. I'm gonna read it and then
on a conference call
talk about it because I think I can talk about it without reading the article.
Shrinking legal immigration.
Okay.
The president signing an executive order a few days
Yeah, I think I can read this without reading the article. I think I can talk about it without reading the article because I know quite a bit.
the Lions not immune from the coronavirus.
Alright, I don't have time right now. We gotta get on the air. We gotta get on the air. Next break.
Because of the pandemic, the job cuts impacting the Beverly Hills studio's entire operation, including scripted and unscripted TV projects and its feature film departments. Find us online at usaradio.com for USA Radio News. I'm Chris Barnes.
I'm not sure.
The opinions expressed on this
Doesn't say.
program are those of the host and do not express the views of
It does not say
WVDF
who's
ownership
on. Nope.
or Hometown Talk Radio. Content
All right.
aired on all programs are those of the host and their guests.
Okay. Red mic. Ready?
Hey, Joey, what's happening? I mean, what's happening in Middleboro and surrounding towns? It's time for the Middleboro Week in Review with your host, Joey Driscoll. Stay tuned for news, Middleboro News, here on AM 1530 WVBF. Hey, Joey, what's happening?
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the April 26th edition of Middleboro Review, the last Middleboro Review of the month of April. Almost 4 months through the year. And in a couple of days it'll be May. So we're going to say hello to Dawn.
Morning, Joe. How you doing on this nice morning? It's not cold for the first time, huh?
Yeah, it's actually pretty nice out today. So I'm happy about that.
Yeah.
And it's pretty nice out, and then
Starting to
hopefully
see
this week it's going to be pretty nice.
starting to see our sunshine on both ends. In the morning it's lighter, and in the evening it's lighter. Noticing it's like, still a little light at 7:30.
Well, in Middleboro right now it's 43 degrees and cloudy. And looks like we do have rain on the forecast today. Hopefully that's not the case, but that's what it says here. And then tomorrow, Monday, 43 degrees with rain. We won't, according to the forecast, see the sun until Wednesday, the partly cloudy day, and 55 degrees.
A week ago we had snow on the ground, remember?
Yeah?
I was talking to my friend Dave out in Northbridge. He said he had 4 inches of snow. And I said, Dave, did you let your snow blow? He says, no, I went back to bed, and when I woke up, it melted. His wife came home, and she was all happy that, you got out and cleared the snow, thank you. And he said, no, I went back to bed, and it melted. That's how Northbridge, if everyone knows where Northbridge is, it's west, it's near Uxbridge, in that corner, Bellingham, Upton, those towns, it's nestled, not too far, it's right off of 146, if people know where that is. Beautiful, beautiful part of the state. It's like a little slice of Vermont. It really is.
It's 45 degrees in Taunton right now.
Is it?
Yes.
How about in Driscoll, Texas?
I will do that. I since you asked.
There was there a Driscoll, Texas, and
There's a Driscoll, Texas, and a Driscoll, North Dakota.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm not lying to you.
You're not lying. Huh?
No,
Okay.
no.
Well, back to Northbridge. It's such a beautiful, beautiful area over there. How many people know? I don't know. I'm not saying not many people know about it, but it's a real nice spot. And I've been up there a couple times to my friend's house, and they get a lot of snow out that side. Every time we dodge the snow, they get it. Because they're just right in the little valley there. They're just west of 495. That's
So it's 66 right now in Driscoll, Texas.
okay. All right, that's good to know. And I bet it's not 66 in Driscoll, North Dakota. That's probably
No, I believe. We'll find out in just a second. Because I'll look that up too. Driscoll, North Dakota, 34 degrees. So that's quite a difference over there.
one's in the North Pole, one's the South Pole.
Yes, definitely there's a difference
Yes.
there. So we have a good show for you today. We're going to talk a little bit about spring cleaning, and
I'm sure a lot of people have been doing spring cleaning. They've been cooped up in the house.
yep,
You only can rearrange your sock drawer so many times.
and also spring household safety as well. We're going to talk about that a little bit. I think that's an important thing to talk about as we are really into the spring months now, and this is the almost right in the middle of spring, I would say.
Well, April hasn't been spring-like.
No, it hasn't. No,
It's been cold.
it's been cold.
Cold and rainy and raw. It's like March almost.
So we'll have some things to talk about there. During our sports segment, I am going to talk about the Patriots.
Yeah, you had an attitude this morning. What was it?
Yeah, I am going to voice my displeasure with the Patriots and the 2020 draft and what they did.
Right, because anybody who knows Joey, he's not a morning guy. So,
Not a fan of what they did. I'll just say this, I'm not a fan of what they did.
Yeah.
Not a fan of what they did.
Well, you can't repeat what you told me this morning on
Oh, no,
Yeah,
I
no
can't.
way.
No. But, yeah, I'm not a fan. They did not take a wide receiver in this draft. They did not take a quarterback in this draft. I don't know if that is a wise decision. They did end up taking a quarterback at the end of the day, after the draft. But yeah, I don't know if that was the right decision, honestly, or not. And as Dawn's phone is buzzing there,
I wonder if they can hear that. Oh boy.
I can hear it.
Yeah. I did shut the ringer off. That's
So
the prudent thing to do when you're on the air.
So we have our sports segment.
Who's calling me at 7:13 in the morning? That's my buddy Bill.
So we have our sports segment. And then we're going to talk about the Middleboro YMCA and what they're doing to help the COVID-19 relief. And also what the NFL is doing as well. The NFL did a thing during the draft as well to help with COVID-19 relief, which raised over $100 million as well. We'll talk about that during our sports segment. So a lot of great things going on with the relief efforts of COVID-19, and a lot of people are doing a lot of good things for that. And it's really important to do that during this time, to help people out. Any thoughts, Don?
I was listening to Governor Cuomo all week in the truck like I usually do. Yeah, I think it was Friday's press conference. He was talking about somebody from northwest Kansas, a retired farmer who was says that, his wife has one lung, and they have the health conditions, and he had 4, what do they call the N95 masks or whatever, the good masks. He had 5 of them. And he kept 4 for his family, for himself, and he sent one to Governor Cuomo. And he wrote in the letter, which I thought Governor Cuomo talked about it too, which really hits home. And this guy's from Kansas. So he sent a mask to the governor, addressed to the Governor Cuomo. So in the letter he said, "You're probably not going to ever read this because I know how busy you are. And what you're doing for, your the people of New York, all the hard work you're doing." And he sent them one mask to give to somebody, a nurse or a doctor, somebody on the front lines, anybody, and he showed the mask. And knowing Governor Cuomo, he's probably gave that mask to somebody. Didn't waste it. Someone has that mask. And now this is a farmer in northeast Kansas sending a mask. So what's that say about how we are as a country? I mean, you could go through all the cable channels and see all the negative and all the finger pointing and all the political, and at the end of the day, we're all brothers and sisters. I mean, if you have somebody who goes on the air and talks bad about a certain party, vice versa, that's their job, right, Joey? They have to do it. Their bosses are making them do it because it's for ratings, correct?
Yes.
May not represent how they feel, right? In a lot of cases.
100%, yes.
Right?
Absolutely, 100%.
So, it's a money thing. So, before you take things to heart, just remember that. Just remember, it's a paycheck for a lot of people. I think, in my opinion, it's not needed. All the finger pointing and all the hate and all this, all that. But what's outwinning all that? The generosity, the love, the caring, the sacrifice for other people. That's when it wins the day every time. More positive news has come from this than negative. If you want to corner yourself into the negative, that's I guess that's your choice. But with everyone's stepping up to the plate, so I'm glad he read that. I'm glad he got that letter found him, because he says he gets thousands and thousands of letters. Just Governor Cuomo, never mind all the other governors and the president and everybody else. You know how tired those people are? I look at the press conference for the White House and all the people working. These people are tired. These people have not stopped. These people are working. They're not working 4 hours and going home. They're They're there 18, 19 hours, I bet. Eric Cuomo's like sleeps in the he doesn't go home. He sleeps like, I think he sleeps on a couch in the Capitol. That's what I've heard. And I believe it. So, I'm optimistic about everything because in my opinion, I think a lot of people stepped up to the plate. People you never thought would rise to the occasion. More and more than ever. And there are a few disappointments too, right? But I don't know. I think everyone's, I don't know. I think a lot of people are doing a fine job. And I'm proud of this country. And I love this country. So I guess, I'm not going to call it a rant because I'm not ranting. Well, my rant's going to continue after this crisis is over. This is more heartfelt conversation. So,
Yeah, and that's important right now.
it is important, isn't it, Joe?
Yes, it's important.
I mean, I'm going broke tipping everybody. I really am. I don't care. I always say his $5 for hazard pay. Coffee costs me $1, $2. I give a $5 tip. But I don't know. They're there. I don't know. It's giving sometimes.
So
If you can afford it, right?
So the last coronavirus numbers
Oh boy.
that I was looking at,
Yes.
there are 81 cases in Middleboro. And in Taunton, 310, with 10 people passing away
In Taunton
in Taunton.
and 2 in Middleborough.
And two passing away in Middleboro. So
Again, our hearts go out
Yeah.
to everybody. A lot of
Definitely.
pain, a lot of suffering. All you can do is just try to stay healthy and just the 6 feet guideline. Just keep it in mind. I walk around people. It's kind of ridiculous what I'm doing now. I see somebody walk right around them, yelling across the parking lot.
because we're seeing the surge in some of these communities now. Middleboro, last week I believe was 40, almost 50 cases, and now this week 80 plus.
You know what I heard today? Not today. I'm sorry. I think it was Thursday. I heard it listened to another radio station, and I guess Will Smith has a show for kids. Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
And they had Dr. Fauci on, and a little girl asked, and I thought this was a great story. The little girl asked, "Does the Tooth Fairy catch coronavirus? Can the Tooth Fairy still come?" And Dr. Fauci says the Tooth Fairy is immune to the coronavirus. The Tooth Fairy is still in business, or something like that. I loved hearing that. That was just like, you're sitting there and you're hearing all the bad news, and somebody comes in with something like that. A reporter comes in with something like that. Went out of their way to maybe give you a little chuckle. I laughed. I was so happy when I heard that. So the Tooth Fairy, I guess, according to Dr. Fauci, is still in business. But I don't think you can get away with 25 cents. It's more like 20s and 50s now. When I was young, it was a quarter. I think the Tooth Fairy got a bankroll. He needs armed guards now with him because he's sporting so much money now.
Also, what we have planned for today's show is we're going to continue our list of the best small towns in each state.
Yeah, we talked about that. We got some positive reviews on Facebook last week when you did that.
Yeah, we're going to continue.
Take our minds off this COVID thing is a good thing sometimes, right?
Yes, we're going to continue with Connecticut when we come back from a break here on WVBF 1530 AM, 99.7 FM. You can also listen to us on TuneIn. Type in Hometown Talk Radio and you will find us. And also the Audio Now number, 605-562-7958. We will be right back, everybody. All right. All right. Good stuff. And so we have
He must be listening to the show.
is he?
He must be.
We'll have some great Irish music.
But he dropped the F-bomb, so
Oh.
do you really want to get him on the air?
No, no, thank
To
you.
make you laugh, some Irish comedy. That's Sundays from noon to 2.
He must have figured out how to do it.
1530 Taunton, Middleboro, and on the internet.
Where's your dump button? You know exactly where it is?
Yep,
Where is it?
TJ
Right here.
Driscoll Construction is based in Wareham, Massachusetts.
You want him to call? He won't swear. He knows enough not to swear on the air.
For 30 years.
He's gonna call anyway. You can't control people who call.
I know.
Just have the dump
TJ
button.
Driscoll Construction at 508-735-7966.
I don't know.
If he's listening, right?
Yeah.
Just give the number out.
If-
Call.
yeah.
You know,
Alright.
if anyone wants to call, talk about.
Installations,
You
tree
know,
and tree installations.
he must be. You know, he talked about the draft.
Driscoll Construction.
Called right after that.
Again, the number is 508-735-7966. Call them today. You will not be
I didn't know he called.
Huh?
I didn't know he called. Did he call the station?
He just called. Even when we talked on the radio.
I don't remember hearing him.
The virus that causes coronavirus disease is spreading in some of our communities. This disease, also known as COVID-19, is thought to spread mainly from person to person through respiratory droplets produced when an infected person coughs or sneezes. Take steps to lower your risk of getting sick. Here are some things you should do. Wash your hands often with soap and water for at least 20 seconds. You can also use hand sanitizer.
Where's your phone?
It contains at least 60% alcohol. Take extra measures to put distance
How many
between yourself and
commercials do I have
others.
left here?
Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Stay home if you're sick. Except
I'm gonna
get
talk to
medical
my
care. If you have severe symptoms, please call 911. Cover coughs
Combat
and
Veterans
sneezes
Motorcycle
with tissue
Association
or the
guy.
inside of your elbow.
I wouldn't play it until we talk.
I know. I'm gonna talk to him today because I'm pretty sure it probably has been by now.
What did you say, by what, May 4th? No, it's done.
No, by May 30th. May
I
30th.
don't know. They're probably on the fence now.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I'm sure he would send me an email if it did, but he didn't send me one yet, so I'm wondering.
Please visit
All right.
cdc.gov/COVID-19.
All right, hold up. 403. All right.
Spark Street Auto Body, located at 48 Spark Street in Brockton, Massachusetts, offers the highest quality collision repair and complete auto service for your car.
You paying a
They
yet?
are a direct-to-repair shop for all
Yes.
major insurance companies.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
You just didn't play me, right?
I haven't played you. I'm gonna play you right after this.
You get play Jim here, right?
I played Jim.
Thursday, 8 to 5, and 8 to 4 on Fridays. Call them
I have to
today.
talk.
You will
I have
not
to
be
play this
disappointed.
one.
508
I have to play
583
Driscoll Removal.
1495.
And then I have to play Talking Birds promo.
Well, if you see Tom, you might get a check out of him.
That'd be good.
Driscoll
If not,
Services is a company to call to get
That'd be
any
a good
treatment
thing.
You may not have the money,
to
you
do
might have
around
to
your
fuck it
house
up.
done any time of the year. You can call them at 508-725-2334. They remove construction debris, metals, railroad ties, tires, appliances, paints, and much, much more, like concrete, brick, asphalt, yard removal, brush, logs, and leaves. Also basements, attics, garages, houses, and property in general. Again, the number is 508-725-2334. Call them today. You will not be disappointed in DK Driscoll Removal Services.
Hi, this is Ray Brown, inviting you to tune in to Talkin' Birds, a show about wild birds, birding, and conservation, right here on WVBF, broadcasting from the Taunton Federal Credit Union studios at 14 Church Green. Join us for informative interviews and fun information about birds and birding. It's Talkin' Birds, Saturday mornings at 8 and Sunday mornings at 9, here on WVBF, AM 1530 and 99.7 FM.
All right. Let's see here. Go back up here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And welcome back to Middleboro in Review for April 26th, 2020. We have 29 past the hour here on a nice Sunday morning.
For now. It's supposed to rain later, right?
Yes. So we have our best small town in each state.
Did you turn my mic off again, Joe?
No. No, I had to check, but no, I didn't.
Sometimes I think you don't want to.
No.
Get all the power over there. You're the engineer guy.
All right, so let's start today off with Mystic, Connecticut. So what we have for Mystic, Connecticut is New England enchantment abounds at Riverside Mystic, where you can while away hours browsing locally owned shops and watching the world go by from cute cafes. The Mystic Seaport has historic ships, museums, and the recreation of a 19th century maritime village. You can even see the sights aboard rowboats, sailboats, and a 100-year-old steamboat. So that's Mystic, Connecticut.
Mystic, Connecticut, if you go down 95, obviously northbound, there's a northbound overlook. It's a ship there. And also, too, Mystic was made famous by a movie called Mystic Pizza with Julia Roberts. That was in the 90s. That was a pretty good movie.
Yeah.
If you like,
and the attractions, it says here to go to is don't miss dinner at Mystic Pizza.
Okay,
the inspiration for the movie of the same name that starred Julia Roberts.
Okay, all right. I guess you beat me to it, right?
So
Mystic's nice. Mystic is nice. Route 1 goes right through Mystic. It's not too far over the Rhode Island border. I'd say it's about, 10 miles maybe. Before you get to New London. On that side? Yeah, I think it is, yes.
So, we have Zionsville, Indiana. In contrast to the flat landscapes of northern Indiana, Zionsville stands out with its hilly countryside. This becomes...
Zanesville or Zionsville? Zanesville.
It says Zionsville.
All right. Because I've been to Zanesville.
Maybe it's Zanesville. Maybe it is. Maybe I'm saying it wrong. Hope not.
I think it might be. Well,
it might be.
Check that.
All right, I'll check. I'll double.
What's it look? I mean.
It looks like Zionsville. Zionsville.
Okay. All right, continue. I'm sorry.
This becomes a delightful kaleidoscope of orange, red, and yellow hues come fall. An easygoing vibe and community spirit radiate around the brick streets, where independent retailers elbow up against locally owned eateries. Don't miss a day out exploring the beach, hiking trails, and the wildlife center at Eagle Creek Park. And this is Zionsville,
You're probably right
Indiana.
About that, because Zanesville had nothing. I went to Zanesville, Ohio with my friend Kyle Winquist right after we graduated. We went and May in 1986 to visit his grandmother, his grandfather. And, well, his grandmother, I think his grandfather passed. But it was nothing out there. We didn't have a vehicle, so we walked. So there was the closest town was West Liberty, Ohio, which was, I don't know, 5 miles. But it was one of the best times I ever spent just walking around doing nothing. There was this road, it was Monroe County, Route 31. We laid in the middle of the road for like an hour. There was no car. It was nothing. We had this big radio I got from your Uncle John, okay? This big radio, okay? Dual cassettes. Huge. And I mean, and we're playing our music that we liked at that time. And the cows loved it. We walked up to the cows, they were playing, they were all walking up to us, and we were just walking around. We just did a lot of walking. Hung out, took naps in the barn. It was a lot of, but we did go to Sandusky Speedway at the end, which was, I don't know, it's probably about 100 miles from where, because we landed in Columbus, and then Zanesville, I think, was a little northwest of Columbus. Pretty sure, I don't know, I gotta look double. And it was like 100 miles to Sandusky Speedway, and then we went to Cedar Point, which was the amusement park. But it was interesting, little trip to Ohio. I guess that's my Ohio thing, I guess.
And we'll do one more for today. We'll have 3 today.
Okay.
As we continue our list here.
Yes.
Dodge City, Kansas.
Gotta get out of Dodge.
History lovers and cowboys will rejoice in Dodge City, an old western settlement that was once known as the wickedest little city in America. Its early population of gamblers and cowboys gave the town a colorful history that is recreated in historic buildings and gunfight reenactments. Don't miss the exhibits at the Boot Hill Museum or the wax figures of gunslingers at the Gunfighters Wax Museum. And this is Dodge City, Kansas. So that is 3 more small towns in states for you today. So
that's a good little list, huh?
So Don, you were showing me an article.
Yeah,
an article.
Yes, sir.
About.
Here you go.
A British cemetery.
We've been there before.
Yes.
Remember?
We have been.
Ocracoke Island, North Carolina, which, so the Outer Banks. If anybody's ever been to Cape Hatteras and done the drive from Kitty Hawk, North Carolina, up that part of the peninsula, it's 106 miles until you come to the most southern tip of Hatteras Island. There's several bridges. So Hatteras Island is a bridge. I mean, is an island, but there's a bridge that connects it. I think it's North Carolina Route 12. I know they had a hurricane in 2019, which was shut down for a while, and they reopened it. But there's a free ferry that connects Hatteras Island with Ocracoke Island. It's a free ferry. It's like an hour. Yeah, I think it's like 4 miles or 3 miles across. And then it's 15 miles to Ocracoke Village. But what's the date you got in there?
So, I'm going to read a little bit about it.
Read a little bit about it. We can talk about it. It's a long article. That's what I want to get to.
Every year on the Thursday and Friday closest to May 11, British and American armed forces meet on British soil in North Carolina. The reason is a memorial service honoring the British seamen buried in a piece of land deeded by the U.S. government to Britain.
You know what deeded means, right? Meaning that's British sovereign territory.
Yeah. Yes.
You know, it's like they're buried in England. They're buried in Great Britain. That's what that is all about. It's technically British soil in America, like an embassy would be.
On the island of Ocracoke in the Outer Banks, It's a story of heroism and gratitude that is little known outside of the tiny town. It begins in May of 1942, shortly after the attack on Pearl Harbor. The United States has been pulled into World War II. We're fighting the Japanese in the Pacific.
No. Yeah, right.
Yeah, May of 1942.
Right.
Yeah, pulled into World War II.
Fighting the Japanese in the Pacific.
Yeah, and
Europe. I thought that was a typo because we didn't want to fight the Japanese in the Atlantic, right?
No, Pacific.
Okay,
Pacific.
That's what the article says. All right.
Yes, that's what it says in the article.
Just like
the Europe and Europe is being pummeled by German Luftwaffe. But the shores of the continental United States are far from safe. In fact, from January to May of 1942, German U-boats shadowed our coastlines and sunk our merchant ships. And the proof was in the debris which washed up nightly on the shores of the Outer Banks of North Carolina. The German strategy was to batter the British, making it difficult for them to produce manufactured goods and to destroy our shipping lanes and making it impossible for the U.S. manufacturing to supply our allies overseas with oil, iron, lumber, food, and more. So that is part of the article.
Yeah, right.
If you want to find the entire article, it is on a website called www.offbeattravel.com and look for the article British Cemetery at Ocracoke, Outer Banks, North Carolina.
And if you can't remember, just type in British Cemetery, North Carolina, Ocracoke, North Carolina.
And you'll find plenty of articles like this article.
Right, but getting back to the story, because I don't think we completed it yet. Four British Navy, four British Navy personnel, they washed up to the shore in May of 42. And the townspeople took them and buried them. And like you said, they have a ceremony and who knows if it's canceled. I was looking yesterday to see if it was canceled. I didn't see anything yet. I looked a little bit. I could have looked a little harder. But that might be canceled. Who knows? Be the first time since 42 it's been canceled probably, right?
Yes.
43 or whatever. But it's interesting little tidbit because the North Atlantic was really ravaged by submarines, by Nazi submarines in World War II. I mean, there's also pictures of a German U-boat going up the Hudson River. Really?
Yeah.
But it got really close.
They got really close. I'm sure to here as well.
Yeah.
There's definitely some that have gotten close to here as well.
Right, and then, but it's funny too because I bet there was a lot of battles that probably weren't told or not known.
Yes.
And who knows? It could have been Germans who landed on the beaches somewhere, rode in, and who knows? So that's a little interesting tidbit about. We're going to try to go back there at some point and look at it. But we were there, me and Joe. What was that, about 4 or 5 years ago, Joe? We went to Florida.
I think so.
That was a great little graveyard cemetery. It's British. And the townspeople are really proud of it. And it's noble that they did that. And that is technically British sovereign territory, that graveyard. Those four sailors.
Okay,
we could talk about that all day, couldn't we? We just don't have time.
Yes. We're going to talk about fire safety, though, here. And we're going to talk about this here.
Fire safety, huh?
Middleboro Fire Department is reminding residents of spring fire safety tips. And this is very important as we, are in spring now. Fire safety is always important.
Of course it is.
It's always important. And definitely during the spring, there's some things that the fire department wants you to know about fire safety for the household. Fire Chief Lance Benjamino and the fire department announced some seasonal safety tips for residents given the warmer weather and the fact that many people are following the stay-at-home advisory during the COVID-19 health crisis. As spring fever hits and spring cleaning begins.
Spring training. You wish.
I'm thinking baseball.
Yeah,
I wish.
Everyone's thinking baseball, Joey.
And spring cleaning begins, we would like to remind residents of a few safety tips, said Chief Benjamino. And here are these safety tips. 1. Clean your garage, basement, or other storage areas of stored newspapers or other rubbish that can fuel a fire. 2. Clean lint filters every time before you use your dryer. I think that's really important.
Yeah, it's funny too. When I do an oil delivery and I'm near, and a lot of times, a lot of these fills are near dry vents, and I see the lint, and I'm sitting there bored. So I always try it. I always take my gloves off, and I clean the lint out. I do. I mean, if it's next to the fill, there's a couple out there that I do it annually. I just do it. It's just like I'm sitting there, and I see lint coming out, and I'm just sitting there, and I'm waiting. It takes 3 minutes or so to fill up the tank. Most people take like 170, 180 gallons. That's 3-4 minutes of pumping. I'm sit there. I just can't look at the lint. So as long as I make sure I don't break nothing. I just kind of reach up and just clean it up. My end anyway, clean it up a little bit, and I don't know. I just put the lint in my pocket and put it in the trash can.
Also, check the outside exhaust vent.
Yes.
For any lint that may be obscuring or blocking the vent. Right. Very important.
Because every oil man isn't going to do that for you.
Yes, very important. Keep outdoor debris or dead vegetation away from the house. You do not want any kind of vegetation climbing onto your house.
Nope.
That would not be a good thing.
You don't want... Oh, finish the article. I'm sorry.
Properly dispose of oily or greasy rags. If these items must be stored, they should be kept in labeled, sealed metal containers. If you store gasoline for lawnmowers, keep it outside your home in a shed or a garage that is detached. Keep only small quantities in tightly sealed containers. Use gasoline only as motor fuel, never as a cleaning agent. Use outdoor barbecue grills with caution. Place them in a safe area away from buildings, windows, heating, ventilation, and air conditioning units. Use barbecue grills outside only, not under overhangs or balconies, and away from combustibles. Never use gasoline to start a fire, and don't add charcoal lighter fluid once the fire has started. Check your propane barbecue grill hose for leaks and cracks. Never store propane indoors. Do not mix ammonia with bleach when cleaning with chemicals. Be sure to open a window or door to ventilate the room you are cleaning. Keep all chemicals and cleaning products out of reach from children and ensure they are properly labeled. And this next one is important. Open burning season runs from January 15th to May the 1st. So open burning season slowly is coming to an end a couple days from now. May 1st, I believe. I think there's 31 days.
30.
Oh, there's 30 days in April. I'm
Yes.
sorry. There's 30 days in April.
Don't you know the song? 30 Days in April.
I do, and I
30
tend to
days in
forget.
April.
I do, and I tend to forget. So 27th is
No, it's
Monday.
30 days in November. April,
Yeah.
June, November. All the rest have 31, except February, which has 28, and a leap year makes 29. We had a leap year this year. Don't you know the song? I just used to sing that when you were a kid. The song.
No.
No, I don't.
Friday. Friday. So open
Friday's
burning.
the first?
Open burning season ends Friday. So just keep those dates in mind. Please ensure you have a permit for open burning and check with the fire department each day you want to burn. To obtain a burning permit, contact the Middleboro Fire Department at 508-946-2461. Fires must be kept 75 feet away from buildings and not cause a smoke nuisance to neighbors. Fires must be attended at all times, and a hose must be readily available. Outdoor burning is only permitted for brush, cane, driftwood, forestry debris, agricultural debris, and under certain conditions, fungus-infested elm wood, burning grass, hay, leaves, stumps, and commercial or industrial land clearing for non-agricultural purposes is prohibited. And also, check your smoke detectors. Check your smoke detectors. Very important. Please check your smoke detectors.
Yeah, check your batteries. I mean, usually when you set the clocks back in the fall and the spring, fire department recommends you to change the battery anyway. But you always check them anyway because you could get a defective battery that has a short shelf life. Can't assume your battery's gonna last 6 months. It should, but it's like anything made, it could go. It could have a dead spot. You could have swapped them out in, what was it, March? About a month ago we did the clocks. 5 weeks ago. So once a week's ideal, to be honest with you.
All
It
right.
takes 2 seconds to hit the button, right?
Yes. All right.
That's a good little report you did there, Joe.
Thank you.
And I had to interrupt you.
It's
and try
very
to-
important.
I had to interrupt you all the time. That's why you just got that mic. You shut it off. Just shut
Well, it's very
Push it
important to learn to
No, it's
to be informed about
yeah.
fire
I mean,
safety.
it's just we don't. The fire department and the EMTs are so busy dealing with this COVID thing. They don't need to be going to a fire for, just common sense. There's a lot of people who are very smart, and they have no common sense about anything. Like, you take somebody who's well educated, smart as a whip, you know what I mean? But you say, hey, you need tires on your car. Oh, I don't need, I'm getting a new car. Well, when you get your new car? Oh, in a couple of weeks. But I see steel coming out of your tires. Can you just get some tires? Well, no. So it's just, I mean, someone's IQ to the roof, and then you tell them to put new tires on their car, and they look at you like, you get 15 hits. No, it's just like, no, you got steel coming on you. Maybe you shouldn't be driving your tires. With your tires. It's just common sense, folks. And I'm not picking on anybody, believe me. It's all good fun, but it's just common sense.
All right.
Like in anything in life, right, Joe?
Absolutely, 100%.
It's just you don't want the fire department going out and dealing with the fire, and because they got enough to worry about with this COVID-19 thing going on, and I think it's hopefully this whole thing just smartens everyone up for everything. They said the other incidents are down, all the car accidents are down, everything else is down. So I don't know.
All right, we're going to need to take our second commercial break.
Oh, boy, we're running late.
A little bit, yes. We're going to take our second commercial break, and then we're going to come back with Today in History. We will be right back here on Middleboro in Review, 1530 AM, 99.7 FM, WVBF. I didn't even get to my sports segment.
I thought you were going to do it.
Well, I technically did, because I technically did talk about the Patriots draft a little bit.
Yeah, that's all. That's all you do.
I just said, it's not good. The state of the Patriots is not good.
Just look at these commercials and we end the show.
Okay, so I'm going to do 403 first. Ah, crap. 403 first.
Spark Street Auto Body, located at 48 Spark Street in Brockton, Massachusetts, offers the highest quality collision repair and complete auto service for your car. They are a direct repair shop for all major insurance companies. You can reach them at 508-583-1495. They're open Monday through Thursday, 8 to 5, and 8 to 4 on Fridays. Call them today. You will not be disappointed. 508-583-1495. TJ Driscoll Construction is based in Wareham, Massachusetts, serving the South Shore area and Cape Cod for 30 years. They specialize in septic repair and landscaping. Call TJ Driscoll Construction at 508-735-7966. Septic repair, new septic systems, retaining walls, foundations, and excavation, lawn installations, tree and shrub installations. TJ Driscoll Construction. Again, the number is 508-735.
The two promos I don't need to play again.
66. Call them today.
No.
You will not be disappointed.
No, I'm playing it once today because
The virus that causes coronavirus
we only have like 5 minutes.
is
So.
spreading in
What's
some
the
of our
one you're talking
communities.
The
This
promo
disease,
would
also
be
known as COVID-19,
Jim's
is
promo.
thought
Oh, yeah.
I played it already.
Yeah, right.
I've played that once.
through
Yeah.
respiratory
And Talking Birds.
Yeah, no.
I've played that once too, so
Right.
we're all right. We're good there.
Take
That's
steps
it. Just
to lower
go back
your
to the show. You don't have to play
risk of
mine.
getting sick. Here's
I'm gonna play yours because it's not a promo.
It's
not a promo.
And that's it.
That's it. That is the last commercial after.
Yeah. We got the time. Yeah, fine.
Got about 4 minutes, so we're gonna go right to today in history, and
Alright.
I have a little thing about one of the birthdays. Like nice little,
Contact with people who are sick.
some nice little information about one of the
To
birthdays.
get medical care.
Not just the birthday itself, like just
Call
a
911.
little
Cover coughs and sneezes
interesting
with
little
tissue
tidbit
on
about
the
it.
side of your elbow. Clean and disinfect frequently touched surfaces. Older adults and people who have severe chronic medical conditions like heart or lung disease or diabetes are at higher risk for more serious illness from COVID-19. This group should consult with their healthcare provider about additional steps to stay protected. For more information on COVID-19, please visit cdc.gov/COVID-19.
I think it would be a great idea if Reverend Maycroft sat with us
DK
to show
Driscoll
live.
Mobile
Yeah.
Services is
That
a
would
company to
be
call
awesome.
to get
I'd love that.
anything up you
It's
may
it's
need
over.
to do around your house done any time of the year. You can call them
I think
at
it'd be
508
better.
Once this blows over, we're
Some of
gonna
those live on radio would be awesome.
once this blows over, we're gonna have guests. We're gonna have lots of guests. Like I want to have guests.
Tom said he'll come in and talk football.
Yep, I want to have guests.
Get up and running.
As soon as this blows over, I'm gonna talk to Miller Street Barn Band. I'm gonna talk to Eileen Springer. I'm gonna try to schedule them in.
Well, yeah. Well, you can't change your time for Eileen, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's great and stuff. and
Yeah, I don't want to do it.
probably
I don't want
listen,
to do it.
but
I don't want to do it like a Saturday.
No. She wants your shows at 7 on Sunday. She's gonna be here. That's how it is. You know?
Yes.
I mean, to only let you do a special show for her, that one time, which is fine. But you know what I mean?
It's important. Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
your-
So
your
we're
shows-
back
I
here.
think you got more people listening at 7 in the morning than you do any other time.
All right.
Oh,
All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're back here on Middleboro in Review for the 26th of April, 2020. And we're going to go into the Today in History as we only have a few minutes to go. So we have 2 Today in Histories to talk about today. 1903, Atletico Madrid Association Football Club is founded. And in 1986, a nuclear reactor accident at the Chernobyl nuclear power plant in the Soviet Union, now Ukraine, creating the world's worst nuclear disaster. Birthdays. Gary Wright, Dreamweaver.
That sounds awesome.
Turning 50 today.
Turn what?
Yeah,
Oh.
Turning 50 today is Melania Trump.
Oh, okay. I thought Gary Wright was done.
No, Gary Wright is turning 77.
Oh, that sounds right. Today is Melania Trump's birthday.
Melania Trump, yes.
Happy birthday, Melania. First Lady of
First
the United
Lady of the
States.
United States.
Oh.
And finally, for the birthdays, we have Aaron Judge. And I have this little tidbit about him. The Yankees debuted a cheering section in the right field seats of Yankee Stadium on May 22nd, 2017, called the Judge's Chambers. The section spans 3 rows in section 104 and contains 18 seats. Fans are chosen by the team to sit there and are outfitted with black robes, wigs, and foam gavels. This is cool. That's really cool.
Wow.
To have something like that
Sure.
is really cool for a player.
Are we out of time or we got 30 seconds left?
We got about 30 seconds left, and I'm going to mention the one death that we have today. 1989, Lucille Ball.
Oh.
She was an American model, actress, comedian, and producer.
She was awesome. Did you watch any of those I Love Lucy shows, Joey?
Yes, she was the lead actress of I Love Lucy.
And the Lucy show in the 70s, too. She had a couple of them.
Very, very popular shows that she was on.
I think in 1986, I think it was 86, 87, she was hosted, she won the, what do they call it's a Harvard thing, it's a tasty pudding or something like that, or hasty pudding or something. I wish I should have known.
We'll look that up and we'll tell everyone exactly what it is next week.
Everyone gets it every year, and Lucy Ball, I think. Lucy got it in 1986 or 87. I remember I was working in Harvard Square at the time. That's why I kind of knew about that. That was great. Great show today, Joe, huh?
Thank you. All right, so that'll do it for today's program.
Please be safe, everybody. Social distance. Do the social distance dance.
Next week, May the 3rd, it'll be May. It'll be May.
And things are getting better. We have a strong country, and our people are resilient.
All right, so we will be back next week here on Middleboro Review, May the 3rd, 2020. Until then, everyone, have a good week.
Have a good week, everyone. Good show, huh?
Nice. Great show.
I wanted to read my poem. You want to hear it?
What is it?
Angel of the airway, please help us cope. Life has been turned upside down at the end of our rope. Oh, I'll let you work.
No. Keep going. Is that it?
Well, you gotta go to...
Was that it?
You doing the news?
Yeah, yes. Doing a 3-minute news.
Why? We're not over, are we?
We are 2 minutes over.
Really?
Yeah, that's fine. Who cares? I don't care. We're 2 minutes over. All right. Oh, finish your poem. I want the Facebook to hear it.
Angel of the airway, please help us cope. Life has been... They can't hear me with that.
Sorry.
All right, one more time.
Just making sure the news is...
Angel of the airway, please help us cope. Life has been turned upside down at the end of the rope. Angel of the airway, with that gentle soul, the magic words will get me home. Your magic words will get me home. Angel of the airway, please help my pain. A laughter of life might ease my insane. Angel of the airway, I can count on you. A steady ship to see me through. Angel of the airway, I believe in you, holding me together like I knew you would. I want to read that on the next week, Joe.
Absolutely, yeah. I like that a lot.
It's not bad. You know what it's tribute to, right? Angel of the airway? What's Angel of the airway? It's you. It's me. It's all the people talking on the radio.
Yeah.
Getting people through all this.
Yeah, absolutely. That's important.
People will have a positive voice.
Yes.
And don't spit negativity.
Absolutely. And that's
talk hope.
Yeah.
Talk love. Talk peace.
And that's extremely important during this time.
Very important.
Definitely during this time, it's extremely important. We don't want to.
You don't want to get. You know.
We don't want to spread fear mongering.
You don't want to get Debbie Downer all the time.
It's not. We don't want to spread fear mongering.
Nope.
We don't.
No.
We want to spread.
You want to be strong.
Kindness. We also want to spread good information.
I want to have you last. Is that all right?
What? No. It's not all right. But you know what? It's fine.
Want half?
No, I don't even want half. If you're going to eat it, I don't want half. I don't want, cooties.
I'll keep the cooties.
All right. We'll see you, everybody, next week. Bye-bye, everybody.